Hey, hey, hey. What do you say, Frankmeisters? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Glad some of y'all come up to hang out for a little bit. You guys have been asking about the transcripts. A lot of you have, actually. I've had them, and I just wanted to wait at the right time to do what I needed to do with them. I'm not going to read through the actual transcripts because most of y'all will probably fall asleep, I would imagine, reading through these damn things. And if I wanted to sit here and read about 400 to 500 pages of something, I'd have became a volunteer librarian somewhere. So what I've done is I want to give a shout out to a buddy of mine, Fig Solves. He contacted me Tuesday or Wednesday morning or Wednesday evening, requesting the transcripts. And in return, he offered to send me a summarized transcript of all the transcripts from those days. They're all summarized. So I don't have to go through and read each page, you know what I'm saying, to bore you guys to death. I know you guys want to know what's said word for word. So the transcripts have been posted in my Facebook group, on my Facebook wall. They're basically all over the place now, guys. So if you guys want to read word for word, you guys go ahead and do that. So that's all on you. But I am giving a shout out to Fig. Thank you so much for doing that for me, bro. And that's what teamwork is. Teamwork. It's what we're supposed to do. Help each other. If I need something, and if I've got something that somebody needs, I'll help them out if they help me out. It's a scratch your back, you scratch my back type deal. That's how it works in this community. You know? And I'm not going to be the one to sit on stuff when people are wanting to know what's going on. They call me the doc guy for no reason. I get documents basically anytime I need them. And if I need something, I'm going to get them. No matter what it takes, I'm going to get them. So I got them that day. And now we're here right now. So let's give a shout out to everybody here in the chat. We got Boston. What's going on? Gail Hurd. It looks like she's at it again with memberships. Yep. She's got 3 of them already up there. Somebody's lucky day. Thank you, Gail. 6-3 clocks. Growing crazy. What's going on? Grab it. Melissa Wildcard, you better not fall asleep on me. Oh, you're not feeling good. Okay. I'll accept that excuse. We got She Warrior. We got Nana. We got Karen. Kelly O. Gibbo, what's going on, buddy? Periwinkle, what's going on? Rescue, what's going on, buddy? We got Joe Newman, and then we got Miss Jinx, the super mod. And we got Corey England. Ziggy, what's going on? Audrey. Lee and Susan Trainer, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Brandon, what's going on, bud? X and O's, Fanny, good to see you. Frankie Christian, good to see you. Kathy, good to see you. You're following in. I know a lot of people are over on another channel right now, and that's fine and dandy with me, but I got word of what was going on over there when it came to the transcripts, and I said, oh, that ain't right. Reading the transcripts and leaving stuff out. The Saints in the house. Beth Gonzalez is in the house. Mustang's in the house. Yep, that's it for now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this and get this over with, and we can chat a little bit more, guys. Give me a second. All right. Tell me if you guys see that good enough, or do I need to expand it? I don't need my glasses for this because it's so bright I can see it. This is in a Word document, guys. I don't know if I can expand this. I don't see the expansion arrows anywhere. There we go. Yep, there it is. All right. I hope that's better for you guys. All right. What we're starting off with is Jerry Holman's testimony on the motion to dismiss. Now, remember, these are all summaries of his testimony. Summary: this document covers testimony from Jerry Holman during the motion to dismiss hearing. Holman discusses the investigative process and the defense's attempt to dismiss Rick Allen's confessions. The defense claims Allen's confessions were made under mental duress and should have been thrown out. Incriminating statements. Lieutenant Jerry Holman testified about Rick Allen's numerous statements, including confessions made while in prison. These statements were monitored and verified through phone calls and interaction Allen had with while in custody. The fact that these were unsolicited and voluntary without coercion adds to the credibility of the confessions. Confession details. Allen provided specific details in his confessions, some of which were not publicly known, indicating that he had knowledge that only the true perpetrator would possess. Monitoring evidence. The Indiana State Police's monitoring of phone calls captured Allen repeatedly confessing to various individuals, including his family and prison staff, reinforcing his role in the crime. Now, number 2 is Lieutenant Jerry Holman's testimony on motion to limit, which we all know what the limit was, who they were trying to get in or trying to use as evidence as another perpetrator and all that stuff. Summary: this document relates to the motion of limine, where the prosecution aimed to restrict the defense from introducing evidence about Odinism or other alternative suspects. Holman testified about the crime scene and Allen's connection to the Delphi murders. Incriminating statements. Holman emphasized that the defense's claim regarding Odinism had no factual basis, focusing on the direct connection between Allen and the crime scene rather than speculative theories. Physical evidence. The ballistic evidence, specifically the unspent round found at the scene, was linked to Allen's firearm, which is further supported by Holman's testimony. Allen's presence at the scene and his ownership of the weapons significantly strengthens the prosecution's case. Number 3 is when Lieutenant Jerry Holman testified on motion to suppress. Summary: this testimony focuses on the defense's motion to suppress Rick Allen's confessions, arguing that they were made under the mental duress. Holman provided context regarding Allen's mental state and the voluntary nature of his confessions. Incriminating statements. Holman detailed how Allen made multiple unsolicited confessions to various individuals, including law enforcement, while in prison. These confessions were consistent and made without any signs of coercion or pressure. Mental health defense discredited. The defense claims that Allen's confessions were a result of his deteriorating mental health was weakened by Holman's testimony. He noted that Allen's mental health issues existed long before his incarceration, making it unlikely that the confessions were solely due to psychological distress. All right, now we're going to get to Detective Purdy's testimony. There's 2 days for him. So there's not they do different days. That's what I mean. Detective Roland Purdy testified on motion to dismiss. Summary: Detective Purdy testified during the motion to dismiss regarding the investigation into alternative suspects such as Brad Holder and individuals linked to Odinism. The defense claimed that these leads were not thoroughly investigated, but Purdy's testimony countered this argument. Incriminating statements. Purdy Purdy stated that all alternative suspects had been thoroughly investigated and ruled out. The exhaustive investigation into other leads left Rick Allen as the most likely suspect. Discrediting defense odinism theory. Purdy's testimony revealed that there were no credible evidence connecting odinism to the murders, further discrediting the defense's attempt to introduce this as a potential motive. Now, I do recall when he testified, he even they were asking him, well, why didn't you take notes or record your interactions with Brad Holder? And Purdy told him, he said, look, I wasn't there to interview him as a suspect or a person of interest. He had been basically wiped away from that. I was just wanting to talk to him about this odinism stuff and learn a little about what it was and what it entails. So that's what this was all about right here on the discrediting the odinism theory. All right. The next day, Detective Roland Purdy testimony on modem or motions to limine. Summary. This document covers Detective Purdy's testimony on the motion of limine, discussing the admissibility of evidence related to alternative suspects and odinism. The court aimed to limit the defense's introduction of unsupported theories unless they could provide credible evidence. Basically, a nexus that can put any of these people in Delphi or even near the crime scene at the time of the murders. Incriminating statements. Purdy reinforced that there was no direct link between the Delphi murders and odinism, which shifts the focus back to Allen's involvement. His testimony also highlighted that the ballistic evidence in Allen's confessions were more concrete than any of the speculative defense's theories. Undermining alternative suspects. Purdy's thorough investigation of individuals like Brad Holder and others effectively dismantled the defense's attempt to shift blame onto alternative suspects, leaving Allen as the primary and most viable suspect. Now we're going to Detective Harshman, testimony of motion to suppress. Summary. This document records the testimony of Detective Brian Harshman during the hearing on the motion to suppress. Detective Harshman discusses his involvement in monitoring Rick Allen's phone calls, video footage, and behavior while incarcerated. Excuse me. The focus of the motion is on Allen's environment and whether his confessions were coerced due to conditions of his detention, which Allen describes as mentally torturous. Harshman recounts his extensive review of phone calls and confessions made by Allen during his time in custody. Incriminating statements. Multiple confessions. Detective Harshman testified that Allen confessed to the murders over 60 times during monitoring phone calls, interactions with prison staff, and other forms of communication. These confessions were largely unsolicited and voluntary. Religious motivation for confession. Allen's confessions coincided with his newfound religious devotion, claiming that he had found God and felt obligated to confess. He expressed guilt and worry about whether his actions would prevent him from going to heaven, further indicating his internal struggle and admission of guilt. Family reactions. Allen's confessions deeply upset his family, and his wife and mother often tried to stop him from talking about the murders. At one point, his wife even told him to stop talking, threatening to contact his lawyer. Crime scene details. Allen refers to the crimes in a manner consistent with the evidence, mentioning details that were not publicly available. He confessed to knowing specific elements about the crime that only the true perpetrator would be aware of, further incriminating himself. Incriminating statements and points against the defense. Voluntary confession. Detective Harshman testified that Allen's confessions were unsolicited and made to various individuals, including prison staff, family members, and health professionals. Allen described details about the murders that were never released to the public, making these confessions highly credible. Box cutter confession. Allen mentions using a box cutter as a weapon, which he disposed of behind the CVS where he worked. This specific confession was supported by physical evidence, though it was too late in the investigation to track down the dumpster contents. I would like to know what he meant by physical evidence with that. Consistencies of confession. Harshman highlighted that Allen made over 60 confessions, many of which provided consistent details regarding the crime scene and events that only the actual perpetrator could know. Man, that's going to bug me now. What kind of physical evidence are they talking about when it comes to the box cutter? Cecil's testimony on motion to limine. This document covers the testimony of First Sergeant Christopher Cecil at the motion in limine hearing held August 1st, 2024. Sergeant Cecil testified about the forensic examination of LG's phone, which captured the infamous video of Bridge Guy. Cecil provided technical details about the phone's GPS tracking, timestamps of the video and photos taken on the day of the murders, and the Apple Health data indicating where the phone was stationary. The focus was on establishing the timing of events leading up to the murders and the location of the phone, which played a key role in corroborating the movements of victims and their interactions with the suspect. Incriminating statements points against Rick Allen. Timeline and events. Cecil confirmed that the video showing Bridge Guy was recorded at 2:13 and 51 seconds p.m. on February 13, 2017. Just moments before the murders, which aligns with the time frame when Allen admitted to being on the trails. Apple Health data. Cecil testified that LG's phone showed movement until 2:32 and 39 seconds the day of the murders, at which point it became stationary, likely indicating when the murders occurred. This data supports the theory that the girls were incapacitated shortly after encountering the suspect, further undermining any alternative theories posed by the defense. Forensic consistency. The phone was found under one of the victims, which is consistent with the crime scene evidence, linking the timeline of events and the location where the victims were found. This contradicts the defense's argument about a body movement or relocation, suggesting that the murders happened on site. Cecil's motion to limine. This document captures the testimony of Major Patrick Cicero, who provided expert analysis related to bloodstain patterns, crime scene investigation, and the movements of the victims LG and AW at the crime scene. Cicero's expertise in bloodstain analysis allowed him to provide insight into the nature of the injuries, how the blood was transferred at the scene, and how the victim's body were posed and moved. Incriminating evidence points against Richard Allen. Cicero's analysis revealed that the bloodstain pattern at the scene were consistent with movements by the victim and specific actions taken by the perpetrator. His conclusions were based on scientific methods and included the possibility that LG's blood was transferred to a tree through her hand, which we all know, the famous F tree, which was not an F at all. And you might want to give that up to Sleuth, because I believe he's the one that very first one. I swear he's the very first one who said, I believe that is a handprint of some sort. And that's what we believe it is. Strongly suggesting that the blood at the scene was not deliberately placed, but rather the result of an interaction during the crime. Cicero's testimony debunked claims by the defense that the bloodstains were staged or manipulated, discrediting theories that the crime scene was altered post-murder. Document of Warden Gallupo. Motion to suppress. This document focuses on Warden Gallupo's testimony regarding the conditions under which Rick Allen was held while in custody. The motion to suppress explores whether Allen's rights were violated during his incarceration, which the defense attempted to use to nullify some of his statements and confessions. Incriminating evidence points against Richard Allen. Despite the defense's claim, Gallupo testified that Allen was not mistreated and that his conditions in custody did not violate his rights. This weakens the defense's argument that his statements should be suppressed due to mistreatment. Allen's voluntary confessions during incarceration, which were not coerced, further solidified his involvement in the murders. Miss Dawn Perlmutter. Oh, the old expert, the alleged expert, I should say. This document contains the testimony of Dr. Dawn Perlmutter, an expert in ritualistic crimes, as part of the defense's attempt to argue that the murders of Abby Williams and Liberty German were linked to odious ritualistic practices. Perlmutter's testimony focused on her qualifications as a subject matter expert in symbolism and ritual crimes. She discusses ritualistic behavior and symbolism found at various crime scenes in an attempt to connect these elements to the Delphi murders. The defense is trying to leverage her expertise to suggest that odious symbols at the crime scene point to ritualistic killings, supporting their argument that multiple actors, odious cult members, were involved in the murders, not Rick Allen. Incriminating aspects. Prosecution's discrediting Perlmutter. The prosecution, led by the state of Indiana prosecutor Nick McClelland, effectively challenged Perlmutter's credibility. They highlighted that she had declared the Delphi murders to be ritualistic even before reviewing the actual crime scene evidence, relying primarily on defense documents. This premature conclusion severely undermines her testimony and makes the defense odinism theory appear speculative. Rick Allen's confessions. The prosecution emphasized that Rick Allen had made confessions detailing aspects of the crime that only the killer could know. Perlmutter's ritualistic murder theory is contradicted by Allen's own statements, which were not aligned with any ritualistic practices. Lack of evidence for ritualistic killings. Perlmutter admitted during cross-examination that even if Rick Allen himself stated that the placement of the sticks and branches was done to conceal the bodies, not as part of a ritual, she wouldn't change her mind. This rigid stance makes her testimony less credible. While Allen's confessions and detailed description of the crime scene points directly to his involvement rather than to a group of cult members. The prosecution's strong discrediting of Perlmutter's testimony ultimately supports the narrative that Rick Allen is the sole perpetrator, casting doubt on the defense's theory involving Oldness cult members. And that is the end of the summary, guys. So what did y'all think? I think Fig Solve did a damn good job. And once again, give a shout out to Fig for doing that for me. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Well, I'm here to tell you, that's why you got us, the Saint. We try to give you guys as much information that we can get as far as documents and stuff that in that nature. That's what I do primarily. That's what I try to do. And, you know, go to the hearings and to the memorial walks, to functions up there in Delphi, you know. And you guys are all talking about love. I see a bunch of dang hearts all in the chat. What's going on, you guys? You guys having some type of hanky-panky going in there? Lordy. Piper's Dream. Hey, good to see you. And now I got to put my glasses back on. That's pretty bad. Yes, everybody remember, October 13th, 130, 1600 Old Camden Road, Delphi, Indiana. The Freedom Bridge parking lot. I talked about this last night. We had about 40-something, around 40-something last time. I would like to try to get that doubled if possible, guys. So I would like everybody, if possible, to spread the word. Spread the word. We need to show some more support for these families. Oh, yeah. Sure do. You know, I'll keep doing this every day, guys. Nope, wrong direction, so you guys see it. That's what it's about. These two young ladies right here. It ain't about me. It ain't about Kristen. It ain't about Sleuth. It ain't about none of us. It's about these young ladies here and their families. And I'll keep repeating myself over and over and over until certain people understand that. What up, Joe? They think that Holman was trying to hide evidence and shit. That's what that's all about. Yes, the Saint. I mean, it was just a summary to give you an inside view, a short synopsis of what actually happened in there without going into every detail, every word for word. But like I said, if you guys want to read these documents, they're all in my Facebook group. Jinx has got them, I've got them, everybody's got them. If you want them, send us an email, send us a message or something, because I am not going to read page for page. It's not going to happen. I said this earlier. If I wanted to sit and read to you guys and make you fall asleep, I'll go do it, become a damn volunteer librarian somewhere. You know, I don't mind, like the summary, it was like 7 pages, you know, but when you're talking 40 plus pages at a time, no. I'm sure all you guys know how to read. Jinx, put the floor 4 up here so I can put it on the wall here. What's going on, Viv? Hey, Viv, you know that link that you sent me yesterday, it wasn't open. I tried to open it today. I'm looking through the chat because you guys ain't talking about much. People talking about cats. It's Friday night, I guess. All right, here's Brandon. The evidence singer was old and stagnant before the defense made it boring. And once it came out of their mouth, it was boring because we all knew about this years ago. and it got shot down years ago. And they were trying to rekindle something that wasn't even there. What's going on, Constantine? You know what? You might be right on that, to saying if they would have never brought the Odinist thing out until the last second, it might be a different story for them. But that's the very first thing they jumped on. What's going on, GP? Smoke them if you got them, guys. It's Friday night. Friday night football's on right now. We got my peoples coming in. Yay. Yeah, I got word that there was another creator that was reading these transcripts and was leaving stuff out of them. And I said, oh, boy. Oh, boy. So you won't catch me doing that. I mean, what was the sense of doing that? You know, when the damn things are out there, everybody is reading them. Why are you going to leave stuff out when you're broadcasting live and reading them? Makes no sense. Yeah, the F tree. I mean, I hate to say it, but I give props to Sleuth. He's the one that come up and it's like, it looks like this on the tree, like the side of a hand had pressed against the side of the tree. That's exactly what it looks like. He's the one he even did demonstrations with paint on his channel. Kudos to Sleuth on that one. There it is. Hey, everybody, do me a favor. If you haven't done it yet, go over to the Florida Four Angels Memorial page on YouTube and hit that subscribe and like for me. Be greatly appreciated. You know, but the only question I really have through this whole process when it comes to the evidence, they got all this evidence on Richard Allen, but how the hell did he not leave any sort of DNA at the scene? That's what I'm not understanding. I mean, not even sweat DNA, touch DNA, no fingerprint. Well, they said there was alleged fingerprint, but we don't know where that went. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that's catchy to me. Because I've got a statement from Liggett and Holman claiming that there was no DNA at the scene that belonged to Richard Allen. And you even have Liggett and Holman admitting that there is no electronic evidence tying him to, to CSAM and all that, or any evidence to the girls or anything like that when it comes to electronics. Yep, she's no expert. I mean, I wasn't there, but I heard what she did. She said that there was a ritualistic killing back in 2020, but she couldn't give the person's name or where it happened at or anything. So she really didn't know anything to me after I heard about that. Yes, the saint says that the families are watching. We love you guys and stand with you. Your time is coming to put this to the past. You know, I understand it might bring some relief now that they don't have to worry about looking for a killer anymore. But this is something that's going to be with them for the rest of their lives, guys. And I hate to say it, but it is. I mean, that's when I go to Delphi every time, you still see pictures of the girls up in windows, and stuff like that. It's going to be there forever. I know they're going to try to move past it and all. Oh, I got CJK's in the house. Safa Dululu, bitches. What's going on? Is Fig in the house? I see somebody clapping. I haven't seen him. Or are you just giving him props for creating the summarization? Is that what you're doing? Yes. Yes, correct, CJK. Fig's the shit when it comes to that stuff. No, you guys don't owe me anything. Nobody owes me anything. This is my passion, guys. I'm disabled now and I can't work. And I don't do really mingle in public a whole lot anymore at my age and with the disabilities I got. So I thought I need to do something with myself. So this is what I do now, and I love it. I love it every minute of it. There's a time or two that I have to take a break because some of the nonsense or bullshit that's going on the YouTube community, but it's like that. I do it for you guys. You know, I get a satisfaction seeing you guys happy, getting the information that you're wanting. That's my satisfaction. I can care less if I make a dime on this damn channel. You know, honestly, I don't. Because that's not what I'm here for. Yes, I did, Joe. I sure did. It's Friday night, bro. Thank you, Lee and Susan. You're welcome. I got another case that I want to tackle hard after this case is over with. It's the Jordan Sofer case. I've got her complete disappearance file and her death investigation file sitting right here behind them on the table. I just need some people that are wanting to do some legwork up there in Peru and Wabash, because I can't be up there all the time, because we know that her adoptive father is back up in Wabash and I can't find him. And if I could find him, he needs to be questioned something terrible. And that's all I can say about that right now. Yeah, I didn't know the exact number, Jinx, but like I said, I'd like to try to double it this time. That's why I want the word spread tremendously to get as many people there as we can the day before jury selection starts. I'm smoking a cigarette, guys. Sorry. It's Friday night. Thank you, Viv Inquiries. I can't wait to see all you guys next month. I see Jinx enough. Anytime we go up that way, or me and Kim's going, or Rescue goes up that way, we usually see Jinx. Pam Hill, good to see you. Phil Boy, what's going on? You're welcome, bro. I don't know what you're thinking me before, but you're welcome. Beth Gonzalez says Frankmeister RA campus suggesting he knew details because he read them. No, this was before he got to Discovery. He started that before he got to Discovery. Very first phone call to his wife and mother, I believe it was, is the one they're really hammering in on. And he kept doing it. Even Dr. Waller told him to basically shut up, quit talking, and he kept doing it. And hell, he even wrote a letter to the warden. And I guarantee that one's going to be presented in court. Guarantee it. Why can't you make it, Kyra? Hell, we get people come down from Michigan and Texas and Florida. Hell, we even got people that come down from Canada to go to the hearings. I haven't seen anybody from overseas yet, over in Europe or anything. You don't have those, Jinx? All right. I'm sorry. I thought you did. I apologize. Oh, yeah. There you go. Uh-huh. I don't think Jinx wants to read either. No, Melissa, I'm not reading them. If you want to read them, go to my Facebook page and download them all, and you can read them. There's too much there. Rabbit says, those who like to lie on other channels listen to the defense, and when they lie all this time. Yeah, they sure do. You're good, Vid. Tin sword. Oh yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not a person to sit here and just like a librarian. I got to be active. engage with my audience, with my people. I tried that, reading that documents all the time, and I got fed up with it. I'm going through the chat, guys. Sorry. I had got word today, nothing about change of plea, but I had got word that the defense was supposed to file something today, and it never happened. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I do. If he was smart, he would just change his plea. Because I went and looked back over the charges again. He's got 4 murder charges. He's got a 2 murder charge, murder 1, murder 2, and he's got felony 1 and felony murder 2. So the sentencing for those murder charges is 45 to 60 years for each charge. So if you take the top end, that's 240 years alone on the murder charges. And then you take the 45 years times, that's 180 years. The motherfucker's never getting out. Period. Period. And then you got the kidnapping to fall on top of it. I didn't look to see what the sentencing range was for that, but that's also a felony also. And I'm not sure what the sentencing guideline is for that, for kidnapping. You got that right. But like I said, Jinx, you've come a long way since you got into the community. You've come a long way. You got to have a person with no filter. You got to. And typically, the one with the no filter is the shorty, the short ones. Well, fuck with her. She's high enough to fucking give you a fucking shot right to the, you know what. Yes, it was from her. She placed her hand on the tree, it looks like. Yes, 6-3 clocks. Props to Sleuth. And Kyra says, do you think we'll ever know that those 61 confessions only the light would, confession only the light would know are those actually going to come out if we go to trial? I don't think they're going to play them all, but I would think they would probably give you a handful. I mean, honestly, it really just depends on how long these conversations go on these phone conversations and stuff like that. I'm sure that's what it's going to determine. I mean, I don't know how Nick's going to present his case, so I can't really speculate on that anyway. So nothing is a joke. If anybody's taking this shit as a joke, man, what's wrong with them? I didn't watch it all today, The Saint. I didn't watch the whole thing. You're welcome, Jinx. Thank you, Vid. Rescue. Ziggy, thank you, bud. Rescue. Galen Girls. Yes, Galen Girls. I mean, he was fought because he's a defense attorney, The Saint. You got to realize that. He's going to take the side of a defense team any day. Do you know who his dad is, The Saint? His dad is the one who represented John Wayne Gacy. And then him and his wife represented Anthony Garcia I believe it was in Nebraska. I can't remember if it was Nebraska. It was one of them states out there somewhere. Yes, Jinx will be posting updates on the Flora Girls Memorial page for Memorial Walk soon, guys. So pay attention. Keep your eyes peeled. At Frankmeister, Sleuth was the first one to mention that his bro-in-law passed wife gone a lot to care for mother might have triggered this good. You know, I was having a conversation. It is true that Sleuth is the one who started talking about the yes. I was talking to somebody about that yesterday, and plus his daughter moving out and getting married. You know, which one was the actual trigger is the question. Or he just didn't have control anymore. Or he never had control, honestly. I mean, from the videos I've watched with him and his wife interacting, it seemed like that she's the one who had control of everything that was going on in that household. But she, I mean, then again, she might be naive to what he was really like. I mean, I was with the guy for nearly 30 years. I think you would know him back and forth, and you know how many gray hairs he's got on his private parts and all that kind of stuff. You know, but I'll never understand it, and I'll never try to understand it. Delphi after dawn, good to see you. Did I see Miranda's name in here? Vicus, what's going on? Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. You know, I've built a good rapport / relationships with the family, you know, and I hope to continue that after all this is over with. I really do. You know, they're part of the reason why I keep doing this. It's not only the girls, it's the families also. Yes, I've started working on the Jordan Sofer case. When was it? Actually, it was well over a year ago. I just started looking into it, and then it slid under because everything started happening with the Delphi case. And then when Richard was arrested, and then it slowed down a little bit, I started picking up again. And me and Rescue All Dogs went up to Wabash and picked up her missing persons file and her death investigation file. And I've got it all right here, and I want to hit that hard as soon as this case is over with. But as long as this case is going on, I won't hit nothing else, because I don't believe in starting on a case and then having to abruptly stop to pick up on another case. I'd rather just finish the case that I was on before I start another one. Who tells it like it is, Miranda? Justice for Abby and Libby. Yeah, and that makes sense, Frankie, man. But if he was layered up like that, and it's 40-something degrees, nearly 50 degrees that day, you can't tell me the dude wasn't sweating. Especially everything he had to do. You know, his nerves were fucking going off the fucking charts. He was sweating, you know, all that. Fear makes you sweat. Thank you, Saint, for the $2 super chat. Oh, yeah. I got to have my strawberry. Going through the chat, guys. That's right. Friday night. Woohoo. Oh, you're right. Totally right, Pitbull Mom. This is a tragedy that the families and community will never fully overcome. You know, and some of you guys have seen me that there have been times that I've actually got emotional while I was doing a live, discussing certain things, you know. So that ought to tell you right there how much time I've invested in this case and how deep I've gotten into it. Thank you, Audrey. I appreciate you guys hanging out and listening to my big mouth. Boy, Gail. Man, if you guys ever get out to Peru, you guys need to hook up with Phil Bond. Her family owns a milk or an ice cream stand there in town. Some fire ass strawberry shakes. I'll tell you that. Oh hell, if we have a trial, I'll be up there for a whole month. I'll be there a whole month. And if the defense was able to come up with a defense, I don't think it'll take them as long as the court calendar allowed them to either. Now they're talking football. Oh, Steve and Ruckus Rocks are hitting that case hard, guys. I don't interfere with Steve's work when it comes to that. I'll let him handle all that. Yeah, I saw that, Kyra. I was like, damn, you're a hop, skip, and a jump for me because I live here in Greenwood. You're about an hour, not even 45 minutes. Shelbyville is not even 45 minutes away. Half hour to 45 minutes. The walk is at 1:30, GP. I tell you what, Kyra, if you can ever make it out there, you will get a better understanding of exactly what happened out there that day. Trust me on that. I used to live in Arkansas, Mustang, Hot Springs. Evansdale does have national appeal. I honestly think it does, and so does the Florida Four Girls. You know, it saddens me to see that all the attention's going on Delphi. You know, when you had 4 girls that died just a few months prior to what happened in Delphi. Not even 40 minutes. Well, hell, I don't even know how far Florida is from Delphi. Is it like 40 minutes? Yeah, thank you, Kyra. I try the best that I can. You know, I'm not one of these creators that basically one of the first people to get the documents when they're posted or they get dropped. I'm not running to try to present them firsthand. That's just not me. That just shows that you're trying to gain or get clicks and all that stuff. And I don't worry about all that. I let my actions, my words and actions speak for itself when it comes to my channel and how I run my channel and how I present my channel. I do a hell of a lot of promoting of my channel to get it where it's at by myself. And the mods that help me out with dropping links and stuff like that too. So Susie, how can you be lurking when you're typing? Oh, hell no. Try being in our shoes, these creators, Melissa. I chain smoke like you wouldn't believe. And I go through weed like it ain't nothing either. Jazz Mizzy, you know what I tell them or say to them or do to them? That's all I can say to them. All I can say to them is if they want to learn some real information, come over here. Saying I firmly believe the same damn thing. I'm almost positive that this dude has told his attorneys he wants to change his plea. He's guilty. I'm almost positive of it. Like how I used almost positive. Well, GP, you've been going through a lot of shit here lately anyway. I can understand why you smoke like crazy. They'll find a jury that's not been tainted. I believe they will. Because you know how the defense filed that motion to use a mini 5-minute opening statement to the jury? What are they going to use now? Because we all know what they were planning to use. What's going on, Don? Good to see you, buddy. I'm a joker, and I'm a smoker, and I'm a big fat toker. Getting my loving on the run. You're right, Delphi. After Don, people with no filter are the realest. I'm telling you. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate the $2 super sticker. Oh, well, I thought kidnapping in the state of Indiana. Matter of fact, let me look this up. Give me just a second because I could have swore it was a Class A or Level A. Kidnapping charge in the state of Indiana. I don't know how the hell that happened. Kidnapping in the state of Indiana.
According to Askew Law, Code Section 354232, a person is guilty of kidnapping if he or she intentionally removes another person.
It's only a level 6, which means that it's level 6 is 2.5 years maximum. 2.5 to 3 years, I believe. Which is basically a D felony. Yes, there's a gentleman who's been to the memorial walk several times, and I can't remember his name, but it was brought to my attention that he has been hanging out in the prof's chat, and she sent me a message that he had posted in prof's live, and I'm not too happy about it. And he, at the last walk we had, he went with us all over to the ball fields to see Becky, you know, and it's almost like kissing ass. You can't be kissing the family's ass and then going and saying the shit that you were saying on his channel. You can't be doing that. You're trying to implicate, they're trying to cover for people. I mean, I had somebody else that fucking messaged me in the damn YouTube community today. I said, evidence speaks for itself. She said, yeah, evidence that they didn't allow in for corruption. I just started thinking to myself, I said, you guys realize what it would take to cover up a crime like this? From the peants in the gutters all the way to top officials in the United States government. Give me a fucking break. Excuse my French, but that would be one hell of a thing to do. That's all I can say. I mean, the loss of Abby and Libby was horrific in the way it was done and how it's went national and it's went worldwide. But you're putting this case on the pedestal as far as the John F. Kennedy assassination. Come on now. Now we know the government was involved in that. Thank you, Delphi. Ziggy, much appreciated. $4.99 super sticker. Oh, I tell you what, the Saint Nick handles himself professionally when it comes to them hearings. I'm telling you, the dude acts like he's seasoned, and he hasn't been a prosecutor for that long. Glad I ain't got no damn. All right, we're not talking about Snay in my thing. Okay, he's doing his own thing, and let him be. Possibly GP. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I have heard that him and Kathy's brother, the one that passed away, were super close. His brother-in-law. Because it's when it all started, actually, is when he passed away. She had to go to Peru all the time to take care of their mother. And Rick was back home or wherever where he was at, doing his own thing and left alone. And that's when the daughter moved out, was getting married. Yeah, you're probably right. That was probably the icing on the cake. Yes, Jinx. When I went and picked up Jordan's files, me and Rescue had put a fundraiser together, and we got a nice cross. It was everything on it, and we went and placed it at the site where her partial remains were found. And it's still there to this day because we have people that go out there occasionally and check it out. Okay, Gail Hurd, thank you for stopping by. You have a good night. True. But what are the chances that his DNA, I mean, just hypothetically, if he did leave DNA and it got washed away that way, but what if he got his DNA or sweat mixed in with one of the girl's blood? I can't fathom how he couldn't have left any type of DNA out there. Like I said, the dude was layered 2 or 3 times. I don't layer out, man, because I'm a hot person as it is. RA's mom lives in not Wabash, but Mexico, Indiana. Or Peru, Indiana now. I believe it's Peru. You want to run by my window like that, my dog's going to get you. I do get emotional when it comes to this case, guys, because I'm so deep into it. Been involved with it. And like I said, when it comes to the families, I've built such a rapport with them. What's going on, Frosty? Hey, man, I'll get those documents to you, man. I just didn't feel like fucking with it today because I had so much other stuff going on. But I will get them to you, bro. Oh, Lord, somebody created a fake fire and ice? Oh, great. Yeah, that's why I came on here, man. Did that summary. Did the summary. I mean, if you got, like I told him, Frosty, if they want to actually read the details of everything, I posted all the transcripts in my Facebook group. That's where they're at. And if you want them individually, just let me know because it takes a few minutes to send them all. 7 different files. Frosty Packers tonight. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. She tells me about this every damn night, don't you? You catch it. Salam Springs, I've never been there. Yeah, I didn't even bother messing with that one. That one was a mess from day one. Carrie Summers. Who's Carrie Summers? I don't see. There he is. Hello, Miss Carrie Summers. Nice to see you in the chat. Man. Oh, yeah, you're talking about that series that Rescue wanted me to watch. Oh, you're most welcome, Miss Priscilla Boston. I'm glad I can entertain you guys. I'd rather not say. Honestly, I wouldn't. I'm not going to say. Yes, you are Delphi after dawn. I know who you are, bro. I saw a picture of it today. Are you still down in Virginia? Tawny, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Oh, you're most welcome, Tawny. It's not, I mean, I don't want to take all the credit because I have a lot of support system behind me, like Rescue All the Dogs, Jinx, True Crime Notebook, Deb's True Crime Notebook. You know, I got Ruckus' support. I've got Coach Kev's support. I got all these people's support, and we all work together to get things done. And this is the end result that we try to do here is get the documents and try to explain to the best of our ability if we understand what we're looking at. So you guys get a better understanding what you guys are reading and looking at also. And Kristen After Dark, or Kristen Behind the Crime Door. Oh, yeah, it's insane. There'll be a lot of people that's untainted. That'll never happen, Vic. Never happen. I just broke it down. He's looking at 4 murder charges, and the sentencing guidelines for murder in the state of Indiana is 45 to 60 years. If you go to top end of 60 years on each charge, that's 240 years. If you go to low end, that's 180 years. He's got 4 murder charges. He's got murder 1, murder 2, and he's got felony murder 1 and felony murder 2. Yeah, it's weird in the state of Indiana. Weird. I was trying to understand a lot more. I've been reading on it for the last couple of days, and I'm trying to figure out how it actually works with the death penalty. And I keep reading it says that it has to be intentional murder. And I can't decide if this was intentional murder or if it was just a last second thing that had to be done, because intentional murder usually means you have to plan things out. There's some planning involved in it. Just because he took a gun and a box cutter, whatever he said he took, doesn't mean he was out there to kill anybody. I mean, how many people in this chat are in public with a handgun on their side? I can tell you I'm one. I bet there's a lot of you in here that are carrying when you're in public. Doesn't mean we're going to kill somebody. You know, this could have been a last second thing that just happened. And I mean, it almost makes me think that's why Nick changed or amended the murder, these charges, because he couldn't prove if it was intentional or not. And right, saying, I was talking to somebody about this earlier today. I said, the defense's job is all their job is to do is to poke hole in the prosecution's case, debunk all this shit. Why are you trying to create your own scenario? I don't get it. You guys knew that the damn Odins wasn't in this shit. Oh my God, you guys are fucking hilarious. Short bus riding window lickers. What? Is Phoenix in here? He's definitely on the defense side. Yes, that's what I was saying earlier, Rescue. He seemed more seasoned and actually he's been a prosecutor. I wasn't there on day 3. You guys got to remember, I only had 3 hours of sleep between the 30th to 31st, and there was no way I was getting up to go. No way. And I can tell you the kidnapping charges, if they are felony 6 in the state of Indiana, when he gets sentenced, he's going to get time served for that. Carrie Summers, 1999 super sticker. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's greatly appreciated. She's a victim also, guys. Yeah, I do have questions, but this is not the time, because her husband's life is on the line here, and that's all I can say, because I've never been in that position. Uh-oh, they must be in another chat somewhere. Phil, Bond, and Mark are keeping us updated, and it's holding up great. Yes, you're shedding skin cells every second of the day, and that's my point. That's why I'm not understanding how the hell his DNA is not at the scene. I mean, they did say they have a partial, but they can't create a profile because there's not enough markers to create a profile out of the sample they got. But they do know it is a male DNA sample, but they just don't have the markers to create a profile. Yeah, people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand you're shedding every day. Skin cells, I mean, hair. Yeah, that's hell of a luck, I would say. Wouldn't you say the same? No, that's hand sanitizer. What the hell? I don't drink. That's hand sanitizer. You would think a woman lived here because I was in the military, guys. Brandon said, I've said this before in chats. You understand this case better if you have been out to the bridge in adjoining areas. Exactly. And I've been preaching this for over 3 years. You know, I see a lot of these creators that have been on this case from day one, but have never been there, but they want to show aerial photos and things like that. I said, dude, that is no justice right there on trying to determine what it's like to be out there. You have to experience it yourself. Be at the crime scene, go across the bridge, go down the hills. Then you get a better understanding of what the girls went through going down them hills. And well, hey, Tawny, I posted the summary on my community wall if you want to take a look at it. And that's why I believe Abby was collateral damage. Honestly, I do. He's basically telling everybody he had no choice but to kill her. So that's, to me, just speculation that he got unmasked or something, and they seen him. They seen his face, and if they seen his face, 99% of the time they probably recognized who he was from working at CVS. Muddy, bloody on him walking down the side or down 300 is what they're saying. But I'm firmly believing that the muddy part could possibly be because if you look at the still photo of BG, it looks like he's wearing some type of sweatshirt of some sort underneath that blue jacket. It could be brown. And it was big enough to where you could see it clearly. Hey, Jinx is a busy woman too. You think us creators are busy? She's real busy. Miranda Lee, thank you so much for the $9.99 super sticker. Prayer for our friend Gail Hurd as she needs surgery for an aneurysm, and justice for Abby and Libby. Please, everybody, Gail is a big supporter of my channel. Please send prayers her way. Yes, Gail is a great woman. She bought me, Jinx, and Randy walking sticks for when we go on our walks. It's cheaper up there, Miranda. What do you expect? 15% tax. Beats going to Illinois where it's 30. I mean, it's hard to say to Saint, man. I mean, it's almost sounded like he had no choice. Honestly, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but he was more off better to get caught than killing him, trying to whatever he was intending on doing. Less time in prison. I'm down in Greenwood, Carrie. I'm an hour and 20 minutes south. So you've got to be around Lebanon, Boone County, in that area. Oh, there ain't gonna be no second degree murder. This is first degree here, if you call it first degree here. Yes, it's they changed the law last year. We went to constitutional carry, but I've been licensed. I'm lifetime concealed license carrier, so you never know. You can't see that I carry mine. Yes, that's why I've got a concealed. You have to have a concealed license. Open carry doesn't mean you can have concealed. There's a specific license for lifetime concealment. Who's Jackie? Who are you talking about, CJK? Somebody talking his innocence in here? Where they at? Because I didn't see no Jackie in here. Heather Swinson, nice to see you. Tina Stair, good to see you. Yeah. We speculated that years ago that she was collateral damage. It doesn't explain why if there should, I mean, I don't know much about all that stuff, but it just don't make any sense with him being layered all up and nearly 50 degrees that day. Guarantee he was sweating, dripping sweat, something. He had to have put his hands on the girls. There's no doubt about it. See, that's what we don't know. We don't know if it was a planned sexual assault that went awry, or we just can't. I mean, we could speculate all day, but we won't know until we get in the trial and see what his motive was, what actually started the whole mess there at the bridge, or what his intent was while he was there. Well, you must know Rescue because she's from the same area. I've heard him speak. Just a couple words, but I've heard him speak twice. The constitutional carry in the United States, the same, our forefathers made it in the Constitution that we were legally bound or legally to bear arms. It's our Second Amendment right in our Constitution. It gives us the right for anybody to carry a firearm. Yeah, I have to take mine. I take mine every time I go get out of the house, especially if I go up to Delphi or Allen County, and I always leave mine in the car before I even go to the courthouse. I was being accused of going to court with a gun on my hip many a times. I don't have to keep renewing mine. Mine's lifetime. Oh well, that's the mod's job. We don't want to hear. I mean, yeah, all your opinions are welcome, but don't sit there here and try to preach to my people on my show when I probably know more about this case than you've known your whole life. I'm just saying. If you can't follow the evidence, then you're not a very good sleuther investigator. That's just turning a blind eye at what's actually going on here. Avery Marshall. I know who Avery Marshall is. I don't need to look him up. Told you my focus is on this case right now. You're going to say that he was coerced into writing the letter to the damn warden also? I mean, you guys got to, these people don't understand. He's in a goddamn cell by himself. You're going to tell me that there's another inmate in his cell twisting his arm saying, you better say you did it or we're going to kill your family, whatever? Give me a bleeping break. You're going to tell me that the guards were in his cell, cameras turned off, twisting his arm saying, you better confess to doing this, whatever? Give me a bleeping break. Sorry, my camera is readjusting. There we go. So I ain't hearing that shit. Sorry. Yes, correct, Miranda. Your best bet is if you're going to travel out of state with your gun, you better call somebody in that state and get the information you need to be able to carry it in that state if you're traveling through or whatever. Because if you get pulled over in a state that you're not allowed to carry in, because not all states accept licenses from other states. Oh, yeah. You best believe it, the Saint. No. Nope. Not going to happen, Delphi, after dawn. He wouldn't talk anyway. Well, you know, Kathy's on the witness, the prosecutor, the state's witness list, Kyra. Well, at least she was at one point. The Constitution says that we are able to constitutional carry. That's what it means, constitutional carry, because the Second Amendment of the Constitution allows us to. Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Come on. Who's winning, GP? Yeah, we're an hour and a half, guys. I'm about to wind it down. I'm just going through the chat to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But I do want to thank Gail Hurd for the 4 memberships. Thank you very much, Gail Hurd. I know you're already gone for the night. Vid inquiries for the $1.99. super sticker or super chat. The Saint for the $2 super chat. Pam Hill for the $2 super sticker. Ziggy for the $4.99 super sticker. Tawny D, $5 for the super chat. Carrie for the super sticker, $19.99, and Miranda Lee for the $9.99 super sticker. Thank you very much, you guys. It's so appreciated. I am so glad that you guys supported my show tonight. Like I said, it's greatly appreciated. And once again, thank you, mods that are in here. Jinx, Rescue. I'm not sure who was all in here. Thank you guys. I love you to death. I'll see you guys when I see you. And everybody else, thanks for coming out. Love you guys. You know what time it is. Peace out. One love. Good night, guys.